Welcome back to Reflections with Emrys. Let's take a moment to see what each symbol has to offer today. Today's symbols are the cow, the rune, Berkana, and the Om, Straif, also known as the blackthorn. The cow is a symbol of nourishment, steadiness, and the quiet power of providing. At its core, the cow represents life sustained through patience and rhythm. It carries the energy of the giver, not in a dramatic way, but in the daily way that keeps things going. The cow reminds you that abundance can be simple, built from consistency rather than intensity. It also symbolizes grounded presence, the kind that calms a nervous system just by being near. And it teaches that receiving support is part of the natural cycle, not a weakness. In life, the cow may show up when you are learning to slow down and care for the basics again, like sleep, food, home, and routine. It can appear when you are being asked to build something steady, even if it feels less exciting than quick change. You might notice it when you are giving a lot to others and need to make sure your own reserves are not quietly draining. It often arrives when your life needs gentleness, structure, and a return to what actually sustains you. And it can remind you to accept help without guilt, letting care move both directions. Its reflection is this: let the simple things be sacred again. Let steadiness be your strength instead of your compromise. Let yourself be supported the way you support others. There is wisdom in tending what keeps you whole. Berkana is a rune of growth, nurturing, and new beginnings that are protected and guided. At its core, Berkana carries the energy of birth, renewal, and becoming. It symbolizes the kind of growth that needs warmth, shelter, and time. Berkana reminds you that beginnings are tender, and tenderness is not fragility, it is aliveness. It also speaks to care, especially the care that shapes something into health, not control. And it teaches that healing often happens quietly, through steady attention rather than sudden breakthroughs. In life, Berkana may show up when you are starting something new, like a relationship, a practice, a project, or a new way of treating yourself. It can appear when you are recovering from something and your system needs softness more than pressure. You might be learning to protect your energy while you grow, saying no to what drains you and yes to what supports you. It often arrives when your life is asking for gentler structure, where you build a container that helps you thrive. And it can point to the power of care, both given and received, as a force that reshapes your future. Its reflection is this: treat your growth like something living. Give it room, give it time, give it kindness. You do not have to rush what is meant to root. What you nurture with patience becomes strong. Straif is an ohm of challenge, boundary, and the fierce clarity that comes through transformation. At its core, the blackthorn carries protective energy. It symbolizes the threshold, the sharp edge where truth becomes unavoidable and change becomes necessary. Straif reminds you that some growth requires friction, because comfort can keep you repeating the same story. It also represents sovereignty, the ability to stand your ground and refuse what harms you. And it teaches that the right boundary is not cruelty, it is devotion to what is real. In life, Straif may show up when you are being tested, not as punishment, but as refinement. It can appear when you need to say a clean no, even if part of you wants to avoid conflict. You might be confronting an old pattern that has outlived its purpose, and the blackthorn asks you to stop negotiating with it. It often arrives when you are stepping into a stronger version of yourself, and some parts of your life resist that shift. And it can signal that your path will be clearer once you stop softening your truth to keep others comfortable. Its reflection is this: let your boundaries be precise and loving. Let discomfort be information, not a command to retreat. You can be kind and still be firm. The doorway opens when you stop pretending the thorns are not there. When we look at these three symbols together, a clear theme begins to form. The cow brings steadiness and nourishment. Berkana brings protected growth and gentle beginnings. Straif brings boundary and transformative clarity. Together, they suggest that your next phase of growth will be healthiest if it is both nurtured and protected. This is not growth that happens by pushing harder, it happens by feeding what matters and guarding it from what drains it. The cow steadies your foundation, reminding you to tend the basics and allow support in. Berkana asks you to treat your new beginning as tender and worthy of care, like a seedling that needs shelter. Straif strengthens the container, insisting on clear boundaries so your nourishment and growth are not wasted on what cannot honor them. The cow encourages you to nourish yourself without guilt. Berkana invites you to grow gently and consistently. Straif reminds you to protect what you are becoming. The mood here is grounded, tender, and quietly fierce. It feels like building a warm home and putting a strong fence around it, not out of fear, but out of love. This combination teaches that softness and strength belong together, especially when you are healing or beginning again. And it suggests that the most loving thing you can do right now is to care for your life like it matters, and to stop making room for what harms your stability. Today's reflection is this: nourish your foundation, nurture what is new, and let clear boundaries protect your becoming. Thank you for joining me. I'll meet you in the next reflection.